Picking up where we left off on our suspensions project, where you played a C chord and moved the middle note around, we're now going to move two notes, and that's going to create a brand new chord. I've got my piano set up down here to demonstrate this for you, and I'm going to make sure that I move this up into a higher octave. Octave 3 or octave 4 will be okay. So I'm going to play C, the note C, indicated by the letter Z, the note E, indicated by the letter C, try not to get confused, and the note G, indicated by the letter B. That's my C chord. Now we already did this. That's a sus4, and back. And then we did this. That's a sus2, because that's the 2. This is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. 6, 7, 8. These two notes are the same. So our new thing is going to be taking this C chord and moving it to the 4 chord. So that's going to be 1, 2, everything goes to the right, 3, everything goes to the right again, 4. That's the chord we want, except I don't want you to go from here all the way to here in this big leap. I want you to notice this. Those two notes are the same. Do you see how they're both to the left of those two black keys? That means that both of these notes are the note C. And when one chord has a note in common, it's best to leave that note in place and not make it move. So instead of doing this, I want you to keep this note in place and only move these two. So we're going to be moving this note E and this note G over one to the right. The other thing is we're going to have to change the bass note when we move chords, but more on that later. I'm going to record this right now. And once I've got it and I'm happy with it, I'm going to go down to the next instrument. This is my bass part. Now, I have to play the note C for the first measure, but I have to play the note F. I have to play the note F indicated by the letter V key for the second chord, and then go back to the C. So I can record this, or I can step enter it. Recording it will be like this. If I wanted to step enter it, I could go like this. MIDI editor, get down here, find the pencil, and start popping in these notes. Now notice the blue line up here tells me that I have measure 1, beat 2, measure 1, beat 3, measure 1, beat 4. Now I'm going to go on to measure 2. But I'm going to play this note, F. It went up 4 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the note I need. Measure 2, beat 2, measure 2, beat 3, measure 2, beat 4. Moving on to measure 3. Same thing. I'm going to play that C. I've got to get back to that C. And then I can continue on to measure 4. And that will round it out. So here it is. Don't even need to quantize. Now, drums. I told you in class that we can add color to these drums. We can add a fill. So I've already got a basic drum pattern for A. So I'm going to add that, and I'm going to drag it out so it repeats itself 3 times. But here at the end, on measure 4, I'm going to drop in my B pattern, which I've already written. It's really busy. It's got a lot of action to it. And that's what's going to make it a nice fill. It won't stand on its own. You couldn't make a repeating song that had this as the beat. It's just too complicated. There's too much going on. Drums should be supportive. But in this case, at the end of a 4-bar phrase, that's okay, because it's going to loop around. and that makes good musical sense. So that is the project that I want you to do. Make sure that you change chords from C to F by keeping that common tone C in the bottom. Make sure that the bass changes from C to F, and make sure that you have a drum fill in your last measure of drums. Save it and then submit. Good luck.